G'day YouTube, it's Steve from Vintage Restorations Australia here. Today we've got a lot in the video: repairing the corrosion in the chassis, replacing the front rail, replace the drawbar on the van, repair and reinforce the roof structure, cut the hole for the hatch, and then finally we're going to look at how we go about replacing the wheel arches on the van that have been corroded out. Here we got a little section where you've got a bit of corrosion and stuff's worn through the chassis rail. We've got to repair that. I'd like a bit more metal in here before I put the guards back on. So I'm going to do a weld fill, and get it nice and flat and filled in so it's as strong as it can be. And then we'll build a new guard and put it over this section. Here's the first fill. It's just a series of spot welds, and I've ground them back to fill the voids. So here we've got secondary spot welds, just filling those little holes with a few spot welds, and then we grind them back. We should be done there. So there's that little area cleaned up with a bit of a wire brush. Now we'll just coat that with a bit of corrosion inhibitor, and then the primer, the same as this. It's not that pretty, but it's good enough. It's just a bit of chassis and it's subfloor, so you won't see it. So here we've had a bit of a catastrophic failure where all the corrosion and stuff around here has failed, and this is all dropped. This whole front rail has to be replaced. So we're just going to cut it out with the grinder and weld a new section in and reconnect all this good stuff. So I've cut this rusty piece out. We've just got a new piece of mild steel there. We're just going to weld that in there to replace all this old rusty stuff that was knackered. So this is the replacement drawbar. The other one was a bit corroded and it wasn't quite long enough, so we've removed it. We'll replace it with this extended one, and it gives us a little bit more room. We've got to get 2 gas bottles in here, so we need a little bit more room, and a little bit more room up here for a replacement jockey wheel. So John's just measuring this up roughly, and that's kind of where it'll be. Now he'll cut it all so it fits in there nicely, put a couple of gussets in here, weld it all up, and she should be apples.
Welding. Welding.
Now we need to run a big long replacement support structure right through here to support the roof, and to reattach these corroded bits to. We'll just cut this all out, and then we'll weld a supportive structural section in and then join these across. So now we're starting some of the cutting. This is for the hatch, which will be on this side. We've cut out the hole for the side, and John and Greg are just welding in essentially what's a big steel lintel to take the weight of the hatch, and then down here will be a half door walk-through door in front of the wheel arch. So we'll probably replace that wheel arch, and all of this will be upgraded structural steel, square hollow section, 35mm, all welded together. But anyway, that's the start of it. That makes the roof line a bit rigid and gives us something to hang the hatch off. That'll all be welded in. The original wheel arch on this was completely corroded out on both of them, that one over here and this one here. So we've manufactured replacements, cut the old ones out and welded these in. What we had to do is before we finish off the wheel arch, we had to just check that the wheels could get in, because these hubs are slightly larger. So we cut out the old original wheel arch, which is here, and we keep it. We checked it all and it actually fits quite nicely, and you can still get a wheel through. So I'm going to weld these back in and it'll still be the original look of the wheel arch. So that's it for today, folks. I hope that was helpful with your restorations. If you've got any questions, and some of these things are quite complex and we haven't covered them in great detail, please feel free to put a question below in the comments section, and we'll try and answer them and help you out as best we can. So till next time, see you.